Number one, like I said, throughout history, Black masculinity has systemically been challenged. And the fact that our community now is a matriarchy, most of our leaders in the home are women.
Every time Mister went out into the world, the white man took a little more of his dignity and his sanity and his humanity. He served white folks his whole life. He even worked for the police department as a practice dummy.
So the image that's popular is the woman being in charge. But on top of that as well, these traits, these endearing, nice traits that we're talking about we wish men had, women are not selecting for those traits. They're not selecting for those traits sexually. They're not selecting for those traits as far as a time investment standpoint. But what they tend to do is that dude who's actually a good friend, good dude, good solid person, you've got him saved in your phone as the food guy because he doesn't excite you. Because he doesn't give you that spark. And then the dude that could give a fuck, that's the dude you want to give your attention to. So it's like a catch-22. Like the same guy I referenced before, Dr. Warren Farrell, he said that Lois Lane did not want Clark Kent. She said Clark Kent was too soft, he was too emotional, he was too passive, he was too agreeable. But she was in love with Superman. And when she finally got Superman, she wanted him to be more like Clark Kent.
But why can't there be a balance of both? Why can't there be a balance? Like, why can't there be somebody who's agreeable, but like still exciting trips? Who still thinks, and in my current dating world, I was kind of getting aggravated because this is gonna sound bad, but I would hate when I would tell a guy, I'm like, oh, I really want flowers. And he would only just get me flowers. I know that sounds bad. I know exactly how it sounds. But in my mind and in my thinking, it's like, I don't wanna just tell you exactly what to do. I'm not trying to mother you. I would like the flowers. I'm not saying the flowers is what's wrong, but it's, why couldn't you get me flowers and chocolate? Why couldn't you just go the extra mile to think outside the box rather than just following in my exact footsteps of what I'm telling you that I like? Because there was this one dude that I dated at one point, and I would have conversations with him, and not saying that I wanted him to do certain things. We'll just be sitting in the car having conversations about God knows what. And I would mention like, yeah, like it's been a while since I read a book. I really just miss reading books. And the next day or within the next few weeks, I would get a good book on my table along with some candles or something to just put me in a mood. That was great. It was not only the fact that you're listening to me, but like you are trying to encourage that behavior, not just getting me what I tell you I want.
Women vote with their attention and with their vaginas. So going to natural selection, women have voted that height is something worth selecting for. I want tall offspring. So if you're a tall man, you're gonna mate faster than if you're a shorter guy. The problem tends to be that the things that women claim to want and the things that they're selecting for are two different things. I claim to want that guy who's attentive and who's gonna fill my desk up with flowers because 3.5 months ago, some random conversation, I mentioned it. I claim to want that guy. That guy might look like Steve Urkel, but I don't want Steve Urkel. I want the quarterback of the football team. I want the CEO of this company. I want Christian Grey.
I mean, you still have to be attractive.
I understand that, but my point is, and I say this all the time, men love more authentically than women because women are in love with an idea of a man, not a man. Women want the CEO who's running a multi-million-dollar company but has time to remember all my birthdays and is at every single dance recital. That's two different dudes. And unfortunately, what we ask of our Black men is to be supermen. Because it doesn't matter what we do, it's never good enough. And you claim to love us. That's why a lot of these black men are upset.
Well, you're very right, because the threshold for us to be attracted to a woman is very low. Be attractive, don't be a pain in the ass, don't be a whore. We'll go out with you. But you guys, on the other hand, I need to be tall, I need to be charming, I need to be cool.
Money,
she went with some millionaires, and she said they're not interesting, they don't have a vibe. So it's very hard to please women. So the reality is, if you're going out on a date with a guy, that means he's been vetted to some degree. It's really your privilege to go out with him.
Because you have black men who've turned their lives around, changed this about themselves, changed that about themselves to make a woman happy. And she ends up still not being happy and still not even giving him the benefit of it's the thought that counts. Because in your head, you're only thinking about how hard it is to be a woman. It is incredibly difficult to be a man. And there's not enough appreciation for what it means. Because the whole time, you feel like you have it figured out better than we do. Why can't I be both? Why can't you be the dude who wears a Nike suit on Monday and then you wear a suit on Tuesday? It's ridiculous. It actually, it exists.
How?
It exists, right? But it's ridiculous. And the other thing that women should understand is that dude that exists, what percentage of the population is he?
We're talking about women right now. Women want the outcome, but they don't want the work. And I'm saying, okay, well, at what point do men start making this 6 figures? You know, that's a 45 to 55, right? So you're 22, you want a man in it? Oh, now you want him to be young in the top 10%. And it's like, to the point to where they're starting to sit back and say, you know what? This is unrealistic and it's unsustainable, because most people aren't there. And even if you can get there from a look standpoint, there's only one. Driven, motivated guys, you think they're going to be at home to go to the PTA meeting? They're working 12, 14, 16-hour days. You know, being a high-value man's wife is a lonely life. And you got to, not lonely, but you're not going to have everything. And that's the thing what's happen. We've told everybody you can have everything.
I don't know.
It's a very small percentage.
But I think it should be bigger. I think that dude is just a dude with range.
No. But before all that, he has to be heterosexual. He has to be 6 foot tall. He has to be attractive. He has to be in good shape. And you're selecting. So you have every woman wanting one dude. And then that one dude that 100 women want, each of them want him to be faithful to her. It's narcissistic. So instead of that, right, instead of going after Superman, why don't you look across from you to the dudes you actually qualify for, who are ready to be everything to you? But you don't want him. You don't want that dude. You want this dude to become that dude.
So then, with that logic, that girl that has all the qualities that a man wants and different men want her, should she also feel, I guess, open to spreading herself thin, or like between all of them?
Men are not hypergamous. Because you're describing hypergamy, but with men. Men are not hypergamous.
No, I'm not saying like necessarily like, oh, she has like 8 figures or whatever, or 6 figures, whatever, however they say it. But I'm saying like,
what any of those things, she's a great cook, whatever the case may be. Men are not hypergamous.
So they just want anything.
Yes. And that's the truth that a lot of women don't want to wrap their heads around. A friend of mine gave a good analogy. If you're at a Trey Songz concert and it's a woman at a Trey Songz concert and there are a bunch of handsome dudes around her, dudes who might even be more handsome than Trey Songz, he said that she does not see any of them. The only man she sees is Trey Songz.
His girlfriend disrespected him at the concert. This guy took his girlfriend to a concert, and mid-show, the artist picked her to come on stage with him. She excitedly ran on stage and proceeded to make her boyfriend's experience there turn into a nightmare. Once the curtains fell, she began dancing very provocatively with the artist. Everyone at the concert is fully aware of what's happening, as they're also recording the boyfriend's reaction to this. Her boyfriend Coney watched and showed his disapproval for the huge disrespect and embarrassment his girlfriend has brought to him. After the show, some audience members caught him leaving without his girlfriend.
So then my question to you
But on the flip side, if you're a heterosexual man at a Beyonce concert, you're thinking about how can I maximize and get as many numbers as I can around me. I'm not about to risk my freedom for Beyonce. I want numbers. But a woman is willing to risk her freedom to get to the king.
So my question to you would be, why should women be excited to get married?
Safety.
Where's the safety?
Well, safety in that you are, based on the things that society values, you are a depreciating asset. You are inherently a depreciating asset because society values women for their beauty and their fertility. As you age, which is a process that's inevitable, you lose those things. So if you can get a man to lock you in, it doesn't matter that you're losing it. You're still going to be protected and provided for, which are the two things women want. Versus a man, Men are appreciating assets. A man reaches his peak earning potential, which is what society values in men, not handsomeness, at 45 years old. So a man could really say that, and we don't have the same constraints of biology, we can really say that I'm gonna just wait to have kids till I'm 45, because when I'm 45, I'm at the top of the mountain. I can select the kind and caliber of woman that I want.
Hey, if you've made it all the way to the end, please click that like and subscribe button. Also share this with somebody that you think would gain value from it. Click the thumbnail at the top if you want the full video. Click the thumbnail at the bottom if you want a video that's closely related to this. Again, like, share, subscribe. Appreciate you guys for watching. Check out some more of our content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.